Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Ainie, everyone call me Annie. I'm from English Teaching Learning Program, Class A, 2024, Madura State Islamic University. And now I'm going to talk about syntax for an excitement in Introduction to Linguistics. So, first of all, what is syntax? Syntax is basically the study of how words are arranged or organized to make sentences. It's about how we put words together so that they make sense. For example, in English, we usually say I eat rice, not eat I rice. The second sound wrong, right? Now, that's because the order of words doesn't follow the rule of syntax. So we can say that syntax is about sentence structure, how subjects, verbs, and objects are put in the right order. Without syntax, our sentences might sound confusing or people won't understand what we mean. Now, syntax helps us communicate clearly. When we follow in the right word order, our message becomes easy to understand. For example, the sentence, the cat catched the duck, is very different from the duck catched the cat. Both sentences have the same words, but the meaning changed because of the structure. That's why syntax is important because it helps us organize meaning in a sentence. We have several important parts in sentence structure. The first one is subject, which tell us who or what the sentence is about. Then we have predicate, which tell us what the subject does. For example, in I study English, the subject is I and the predicate is study English. Sometimes we also have object, complements, or adverbials to give more information. Syntax also studies type of sentences. For example, there are simple sentences which only have one independent clause like I love reading. Then we have compound sentences which have two independent clauses connected by conjunction like and, but, or. For instance, I love reading and I also love singing. Next, we have complex sentences, which combine an independent clause with a dependent clause like I love reading because it makes me happy. So syntax can help us understand those kind of sentence correctly. In syntax, we also study how phrases are built. For example, a noun phrase, a verb phrase, or a prepositional phrase. A noun phrase can be something like the beautiful girl. A verb phrase can be is singing a song, and a prepositional phrase can be in the classroom. Each of them has its own sentence and no, sorry. Each of them has its own structure and function in a sentence. When we analyze a sentence in syntax, we can divide it into smaller parts called constituent. For example, the sentence "the boy eats an apple" can be divided into the boy as the noun phrase and eats an apple as the verb phrase. So we can even draw a tree diagram to show the structure. But in simple, the main point is syntax help us see how every part of a sentence connect to each other. Lastly, when we learn syntax, we can understand grammar more deeply. It helps us become better at writing, speaking, and analyzing language. Even though sometimes syntax looks hard with all those structure and diagrams, actually it's very logical. Once we get used to it, it becomes easier to see patterns in sentences. Okay, that's all for today's video. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.